Hello there. This is Guru Swarupa, and welcome back to part 4 of the video. Today in this video, I'll be telling you how to get into a BIOS in a system and do initial tweaking so that you can boot into it. So, let's get started. Now, you can see that there is a table wherein you will find the manufacturer, the BIOS setup key, and the boot menu key. Now, each manufacturer has set the keys to get into the BIOS system or the boot menu. So, as you can see in the table, most of the systems have the common, uh, function keys, and most of them will have F12 as the boot menu key and F2 as the BIOS setup key. So, what you have to do is to get into the BIOS while you're turning on your PC, as soon as you click the power button, you need to press the function keys to get into the BIOS setup or the boot menu. Now I'll be telling you how to get into the BIOS setup and then disable the secure boot and then go into the boot menu and then boot into the live ISO which you have made using the bootable pendrive. Now first press the power button, then hold F2 key to get into the BIOS setup. So keep pressing it. Now here I'll zoom it in, check it out. So here, come to the secure boot section, and then in the secure boot enable, disable it because most of the Linux operating systems do not support secure boot. Well, this doesn't weaken your security, but then the feature isn't available in the Linux operating systems. So you just have to disable it. Now after disabling it, save it and then exit. After exiting, again it will reboot. Now press the F12 key. So F12 key will take you to the boot menu. So here as you can see the pen drive which I have inserted. Now use the arrow keys to come down and then select your pen drive. So I have selected my pen drive here. And then press enter key. It will take you to the Ventoy boot menu. So here select the ISO and then boot it. Yeah, keep pressing enter. And then it will start booting your Arch Linux. Now at the starting, it will load the ISO into your memory. Yeah, as you can see here, it's basically loading the operating system into the RAM. Once it is completed, it will boot into your Arch Linux. Yeah, now all the system services will be started. And then you see the TTY screen, which I have explained in the first video. Yeah, so this is the TTY menu. So now I'm using the virtual machine so that it'll be easy for me to display and show it to you guys how to do the steps. Uh, First command, see, now remember, now this is the terminal TTY. Now you are in the live ISO, so you need to install operating system yet. You have just booted it from your pen drive. So to actually install it into your machine, you have set of commands. Now first, what you have to do is you need to connect it to Wi-Fi or the internet. So to connect to internet, you have a package called as IWCTL. So if you have wireless device like a laptop which will have a Wi-Fi card, then you have to run these commands. So first is IWCTL. Now you are in the IWCTL now. Now what you have to do is you have to run command device list. So the thing is I'm using a desktop which doesn't have Wi-Fi. so it won't display anything for me, but then for you guys it will display. Now after listing the device, after finding out your device, you'll find your device name here, in the left first column. Now run the command station name will be the device name, and then you have to run scan. Okay, so after running this, see I don't have it. So after running device name scan, you will have to run station, the device name, and then get networks. Yeah. You have to run this command so that it will display all the networks that are there surrounding your system. Okay. Now after running this command, to connect to the Wi-Fi, you have to run station de- device name and then connect, and then the network name. So network name or the SSID of the Wi-Fi network. After running this command, it will prompt you for the password. So after entering the password, you can exit from this and it will be connected to the Wi-Fi. Exit. Now run ping command. So ping is a command wherein you can put an address, IP address, and it will ping there and then let you know if internet is there or not. Now run ping command for 8.8.8.8, which is the Google DNS. So yes, mine is connected to the internet. Press Control C to exit. Similarly, check it after connecting to the Wi-Fi and it will ping. So in case you don't have internet, it will show as network unreachable. Yeah, so now I'll use the clear command to clear all the old commands. So I cleared it. Now after this, just type arch install. This is a script to automate. So I'll be using the script so that it will be simpler and easier for you to understand. So you'll understand each step of how operating system is installed. So run the command. Yeah. So now select the language. Language is English, correct. Now mirrors. In the mirrors, select your country. So mine is India. Use spacebar for selecting and enter to complete it. So now India is selected. Now disk configuration. Now partitioning I have to do. Use best effort for default partition layout. So understand one thing. This installation will erase everything from that hard disk. So I'm using here virtual machine, but then if you're installing it on a bare machine, make sure to have no data in that hard disk and then use that whole hard disk for installing the operating system. So select the file system which you want it to be. Two best options are ext4 and the btrfs. So I'll keep it in the btrfs. Now just uh, press escape key. Now come back. If you want disk encryption, you can select it here. So while booting, it will ask you for a password before entering into the operating system. Swap, I want it enabled. Yes. Next is bootloader. In bootloader, you have two here. So I'll choose grub as default. Now hostname, keep it as whatever you want. I'll keep it as it is. I'm using the arrow keys and the enter key. Remember that. So now root password I have to set. So just type it and then enter. Again type it and then enter. Next is user profile. So I'll add a user. I'll name it as this and then some password and then make the user sudo. Yes, I want it to be sudo. So make sure to have your main user as sudo. So that's it. Now after adding the user, confirm and exit. Now come to profile. and then type. So the thing is, you can select desktop. So in desktop, I'll show you. So in desktop, you have these many options. So all these are the desktop environments. So awesome is a window manager. Then Budgie is a desktop environment. Cinnamon is a desktop environment. All of these are desktop environments and window managers. You can select it by space bar, select it. So now I don't want it to have any of that. And then you have minimal is the one which won't install anything other than the operating system, that is minimal. Then you have server, and then the xorg. Xorg is for the xorg server, so you can select the server and install that. For display, so I select this because later I'll be installing all the desktop environments in the window managers. So select this. Now in here, graphic driver I have to select. So mine is an Intel system, so I'll be using Intel. So if yours is AMD or Nvidia, select the correct one and then press enter. Next, done. You are done with this. So you have selected it as Xorg and Intel as the graphics driver. Now audio, I'll be using Pipewire. So click on that and done. Audio is the package. So remember that these two are packages. So select any one. So I'll choose Pipewire. Now next is kernel. These kernels, see here, Linux is the default kernel. You have something called as LTS version of kernel. Now this is something wherein only selected updates will come, like once in a while updates will come, whereas in Linux all the updates, as soon as the updates come, it will be there in the Linux kernel. So I choose just Linux. Next you have network configuration. So if your system has Wi-Fi card, make sure to select this use network manager, because that package is used for providing internet like through Wi-Fi. So all the your Wi-Fi module will start working only if you have the package network manager. So make sure to select that. So then if you want any additional packages, you can add here. So I'll type git vim fast fetch. So these three I feel it's enough. So yeah. Then now go to time zone. Set it to your specific location. So I'll be using the backslash, and then I type the place, which is Asia Kolkata, and then I'll enter it. So Asia Kolkata is selected. After this, you can install. So select install. Yes, it will format the hard disk and then install the operating system. So right now the base Linux operating system is getting installed. You can also do desktop environments, all those, but then I didn't want to, so that I can show you how to actually work in the terminal instead of just installing it and then showing you only GUI. Once you understand command line interface, you'll easily understand how to use the GUI. So this is the main purpose of me installing the base system. So while this process is going on, make sure to understand what is happening in the background, what packages are getting installed, all those you can see, and what steps are happening. It will show you everything what's happening in the command line. So make sure to understand how it's installing through reading all those commands which is happening in series. Yeah, so now the installation has completed. So now it's asking me to root into the newly created installation. I don't want to. So basically, what is rooting means, after installation, if you want to use that operating system live without reboot, you can do the rooting, or else you can just press no and then you can reboot. So now I'll reboot. Command for reboot is just reboot. So now unplug the pen drive. Yeah, so now, so this is how it will be when you install the base Arch Linux and reboot first time. So as you can see, I was talking about TTY, right? So it will come to the TTY screen. Now just enter your username and then the password. So yeah, I've logged into the system now. So you can see here. Now ls command is to list all the files and folders. I have nothing in it. So this is the base install. There's nothing extra in it. And then I've installed a package. Fast fetch, as you know, it is this. So you can see here, it's about the system information. So we successfully installed the base Arch Linux. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. It motivates me to do more such videos. Till then, bye bye.